Okay, we have Bryan, our returning champion. I give you that name because not everybody, has the privilege of being invited back. So welcome back.
It's an honor to be back, and thank you for inviting me as a champion.
Yeah, you are. I mean, so many things have happened since our last call, probably 2 years ago. A lot of things have happened, which we'll get it into today. But let's talk about your shirt. I mean, tell
Well,
us what's happened. Your shirt. What's happened since 2 years ago?
so yeah, since 2 years ago, and like talking about quantum leaps and whatnot, right? Like obviously we'll dive deeper into that. But 2 years ago, me was not a dad.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, just that in itself is like that's a if you're talking about paradigm shifts and your world changing and your life changing, yeah, that'll do it. That'll move things.
absolutely. I feel like we kind of grew up with Kinsley because she was reading with you. She was your reading accountability partner. If you remember.
Yes, you squared every morning. Like that was really fun. I got to like, just reflect. Those are my mornings with her and just like yeah, watch her grow up in the pictures too. So it was really cool.
Absolutely. And start to program her at a younger age.
Yes, yes, she is happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. And she's a
Oh,
lot of that.
I love that. Say that again.
Happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy.
Is that what you say to her?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, it's like it was kind of perfect timing for me, like, because now I recognize I'm aware of just how important subconscious is. Like, it's always taking things in, and especially when Kinsley is like, baby, with none of this conscious construct, barriers and walls, I'm just like, let's go, let's feed this up, let's feed this up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just having fun with it.
Yeah, and it's honestly like it's been a pleasure to see you grow. I feel like you've grown from I mean, you're an adult, but like obviously being a dad is even more adulthood, right?
I'm adulting her. Or more, yeah, yeah, definitely more of that. That's for sure.
Right? I remember I had this conversation with you. I said, when we first met, I felt like, there should be more like groundedness in you. I remember I mentioned that, right? Like, and
Yeah.
and and now like you're a dad and more than that, right? But it's just your whole demeanor, your whole vibration, your whole way of thinking is totally different. Yeah.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have been and you are such a huge part of it. So, like, I appreciate you always being in my corner, always being like, my one of my very strong rocks in all this. And you rock, but you also inspire me to fly. So, thank you, Amy.
I love it. So let's start off by I would like to know, and this is, we no scripts, right? So we just
Yeah, I
have
know
fun.
we're playing with this. Let's go.
Yeah. I would like to know what's your definition of quantum leap?
Okay, dude, quantum leap is like being and living in something that you did not imagine before. Like, yeah, kind of like being at a state in life that I did not picture. Like this is a totally different world for me and a different life for me. And and that it can happen like so quickly, kind of thing.
Absolutely, right? That's what we talk about. It's more of an exponential growth rather than incremental, right? Because we're so used to incremental, but a quantum leap is exponential. That your life changed so much that you need to look back and like, wow, like that was me, like right? We talk about 2 years ago, that was you, and now you're a totally different person.
Yeah, the time is the trippy part, and the like the newness of the whole life, that yeah, that's how I would kind of that's to some degree how I would describe a quantum leap.
Yeah, yeah. So why don't we talk about this? Because I remember going through the quantum leap course. And I remember one time you're like, oh, I don't think I'm in the quantum leap, right? You remember that? I remember clearly. And then afterwards you're like, wait, hold on. Am I in the quantum leap?
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. Yeah, I was just like, yeah, or I guess to some degree is like while you're just going through it and whatnot, like you kind of don't know, and that's the benefit of having like you, Amy, and like the relationships, partners, the who's that have come into my life to give me that reflection, um, and those reminders, right? And to for me to realize that.
yes, yes. Because sometimes when we're in it, it's so hard to see outside of it. And we're so used to it. We're like, oh, this has always been like this, right? But
Mhm.
then slow down. And this is what actually inspired today's interview is that I actually wanted you to also take the time to reflect how far you've come and what you've manifested, right? Effortlessly, right? Remember, this is your mantra, effortlessly.
Yeah,
And it's good to reflect. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that like definitely learned more about in the past 2 years, or just my time with you. Well, in the beginning, it was a little bit of a struggle, but now I'm learning more and more to like not be attached with the how, because I still kind of question like how I'm here kind of thing, you know? Like I still, yeah, it's or I don't really think about it too much. So but looking back, like how'd I get here? Hmm. I mean, I kind of do know now, but I'm here and it's great.
Yeah, yeah. So what you're saying, Brian, is that a lot of, I guess, synchronicities or manifestations that maybe like it's co-creating with the universe, right?
Yeah, and like it was before, I was like trying, holding and forcing and whatnot, and now I'm just like, like it, like if it's meant for me, it's meant for me, and it's better equivalent is on its way.
Beautiful. And share with us. So what have you manifested in the last year or so that's better or more?
I mean, like, well, first of all, like my kid is 13 months now, and that's more and better than I ever imagined. Like my relationship with Lana, my wife, and just seeing her as a human being, as a mom, like that was mind blowing. Like, dude, women are amazing. So yeah, that has been a huge I mean, I always know women are amazing, right? But going through parenthood with my partner, I was like, damn, like, yeah, yeah, like.
Different level, whole different level, right? Yeah, yeah. And even
Mhm.
with you too, as a dad.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like dad, like I love being a dad. It's really, really cool. But my I know where my level is, or at least maybe I might need somebody else to reflect on that with me again too, or outside looking in. I know this is where I'm at, but I know this is where moms are at. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. It cannot compare.
Yeah, it can. It can.
Yeah.
Um,
What what about some material things that you were wanting to manifest? Like I remember 2 years ago, one of the things is like you wanted to be a real
oh
estate.
yeah, so yeah. I mean, like I work in real estate, right? And I wanted to help more families and I also want to help my family, right? And we're thinking about, I wanted to be an investor, right? I wanted to have generational wealth. And that actually is kind of funny. That, like with Kinsley, that little spark of life friggin' kick things off to a quantum level or like a level that I did not imagine and I didn't know how. So actually, yeah, it was right after Kinsley was born. That's when we picked up our first property. Uh, like how? well, now I know how, right? Like the who's came to me, right? And the opportunities flowed in. And I didn't get bogged down by like, oh, how we were gonna do this, all that. I was just like, you know what? Feels good. Let's do it. I and and I'm thankful to my partners. I'm thankful to, um, like the people around me. Uh, we got it done. And to date, we have acquired uh, 8 properties,
Whoa,
and that is 14 doors.
whoa, I have goosebumps when you said that, Brian. Like, wow. So after Kinsley was born, so literally like 12 months ago, right?
Yeah, 13 months.
Right?
March 31st,
30,
2023,
30 months.
6:25 a.m.
You 6 months, no, 1 year you acquire 8 properties. So from 0 to 8.
Uh, well, in that year's time. Yeah,
Yeah. Right? One year from 0 to 8.
yeah,
Wow. I mean, that's a quantum leap, Brian. Like I remember having this conversation with you. Like it was just, when we set the goals, it would seem like a far-fetched, right? It seemed like a fantasy. Because at the time, you didn't have any. Not at all. And within a year's time, you have eight properties and 14 doors.
yeah.
Like, just can we just take take a moment and just to like, congratulations, Brian. That's so impressive.
Thank
Truly.
you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you. This is a nice reminder to reflect, soak that up. I think a lot of times I'm still like in the warp zone of quantum. Like like the goals are so much, but you're right. I should like this is an accomplishment. So yeah,
Absolutely. Like a year ago, you would have thought this is crazy. It was like
yeah,
far-fetched.
yeah. Or like I would have thought it was like, like it would be like one at a time, one a year or something, right? Or actually, I didn't even really think about that.
No,
Actually, I think that's the beauty of it. I just stopped thinking about like what that path is, and I'm
exactly.
just like, we're gonna do it. Generational wealth, right? I'm gonna acquire and grow a portfolio. That
Yeah,
actually was just simple as that.
exactly. And this is what I always say, right? Don't worry about the how because your goal will attract the how. Do you believe it now, Brian? Do you believe
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Like it still blows my mind. Or like how do I put it? Yeah, it's wild. It's gnarly. Yeah, it's dope. Yes, it happens.
Right? I know like when I said it like in the beginning, it's kind of like no, it's hard to grasp the idea, but now that you've been through it yourself, looking back, you're like, yeah, I didn't know how. You didn't know how, and yet you attracted. Remember, you attracted the how.
Yeah,
That's what you.
yeah. Like the who's and the resources. Like, yeah, actually, all those pieces really fell in. Like looking back, I just remember like, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. Like
Yeah.
that was my decision making. I don't like, I don't know. I know there's other folks out there that need to
No,
run all these thoughts one
see,
up. I'm just like, yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
but let me take you back to 2 years ago because I remember
Okay.
clearly that before this first deal came to your desk, like you weren't sure if you're gonna go after it. Like I think that the mindset at the time was not even that strong, right?
Yeah, or like I would say before this, there were opportunities presented my way, right? But there was all this analysis paralysis and just, like I thought way too hard. And those were great opportunities looking back. But I think that was a great learning lesson for me to just um to be open and just be open to receive and like don't shut the door on God and the universe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why having a my right mindset is so important. Because when you don't have a right mindset, you're gonna shut it off because it's scary, right? Because it's something you've never done.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
go through, right? But then having the right mindset is like, Okay, like the terror barrier we talk about, which is
You read my mind right there.
right, but
Yeah.
hey, but we know what's happening and we just push through it.
Yeah. Like it's a new world is beyond the terror barrier. Like new levels, new like just yeah. So yeah, like everything is just beyond that fear when you flip that fear into faith.
You said it just right, Brian. Turn fear into faith. Beautiful. I'm so glad. I At least you really learned something. I'm like,
I
I
have my
feel
moments. I have my moments, Amy.
okay, right. I'll give that to you. Um, well, so and any last words of encouragement for people like, who might think wherever they're at right now is so far-fetched, wherever the goal, that they have is like it seems impossible. Like, do you have any words of encouragement for these people?
Like if you're hearing this, right, and you're alive, like dude, be open to be surprised. Like miracles can happen and Amy taught us to expect miracles every day. So, like there's so much in this friggin' beautiful world. I mean, just like us being alive is friggin' beautiful, like this breath is friggin' beautiful, like that's so it's all wondrous. So, um, like yeah, yeah, life is life.
Thank you, Brian. You're definitely a whole different person from, when we first met. When we first met, I feel like you're a little kid, but now you speak like a philosopher. Some deep stuff, right? But it's just again, such a pleasure to see you grow and transform from like, like I don't know. I don't even want to know. Like butterfly or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this acorn is growing, you know,
yeah. Yes.
and if this acorn can help produce more acorns, and if this is helpful to anybody, any being, and provide some shade for some animals and whatnot, fix the soil a little bit, like that's all I can ask for.
Beautiful. Amazing. So lastly, before we finish the call, you want to share a little bit about what's your intention, what's your next step, what's your next goal? And that involves somewhere out in the
Oh, oh, my Portugal. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you know what? Okay, this is cool. Let's stamp this, put it in there, whatnot. Like Portugal, Lisbon, one of my favorite places in the world. Like now I see all the possibilities of living worldwide because being alive is being part of like, this beautiful planet and there's just so much to explore and see and yeah, like I want to have environments and opportunities to experience all over. And yeah, Portugal is one of my Portugals.
that's
So
right.
yeah, I'll see you over there. I mean, we'll like, have some
Yeah,
wine, have some fun food, like get our steps in.
absolutely. I would love to. I have not been there yet, but people say, it's like I will if I love Barcelona, they say I would love Portugal. So
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, I'll reserve my judgment over there just because, I don't want to like, but I love Portugal. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, then that's make it a reality, okay? All right,
Yeah,
Brian. Like you said,
yeah.
times and anything is possible. And I hope that you are your own testament for what's happened with you in the last 13 months, like that had the baby and all the quantum leaps and things like that. But so yeah, that's use this and propel you even further.
Yes. Thank you. And let's do it together, Amy. Thanks.
We're together. Beautiful. Thank you, Brian, for coming
Right.
on. And maybe we'll invite you back again next round.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. Like this is fun. This is a nice reflection, a little like like time capsule. So yeah, this is cool.
Hey, next time when we do it, you might be let's
Yeah, yeah. I'll be like, let's put on some wine in Lisbon on my flat over there. I'll show you the view. So yeah, we'll
yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Brian, for coming on, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.